Hello everyone, my name is Clanton and welcome to the clan. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But before we get into the video, please smash the like button for me so that you can trigger the YouTube algorithm to go fetch us more honorable members of the clan. Because I keep hearing some people when I'm walking down the street, hey guys, we are getting recognized on the street, y'all. And they're like, how do I actually subscribe to your channel and how much does it cost? I'm like, oh my goodness. I know about 3 years ago, we begged YouTube to change this word subscribe because in South Africa, it is associated with fees. So now I have to be like, actually, it's free of charge. You don't pay a cent to subscribe onto YouTube. They're like, really? You don't pay a cent? I'm like, no, you don't pay a cent. After you have subscribed, just click the bell notification. There's going to be a bell sign that is going to pop after you've subscribed. And then you click all. That way, every time I upload a new video, you get notified. And then like, how do I know that you're not tricking me? I'm like, I promise you, there is no fee or a monthly fee or anything of that nature. They're not going to ask for your banking details or anything like that. It's easy as just pressing the subscribe button free of charge. And then you can start watching my YouTube videos. And also don't forget to watch the ads, you know? Yeah, that's very important. So if you are not subscribed yet to the channel, please consider subscribing. It is free of charge and watch the ads. So let's go to the North Gauteng High Court in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, where it was pretty dramatic with two adjournments. Was it 2 or 3 adjournments which were caused by advocate Steve Ramosipile? But I understood as well why Steve Ramosipile would actually do what he needed to do, because at the end of the day, this is a man's life that he needs to protect from the scavengers that are trying to eat him while he's still alive. So I kind of very much understood. However, though, let's go back to this morning when Advocate Baloyi stood up and basically he was just kind of like tying some few loose ends. Okay, before he was tying loose ends, the next witness, which was yesterday's witness, which is Henry Miller, remember the judge was all petty and all irritable, and I don't know exactly what he was trying to do when he said recall Mulder. And then I was like, I'll be very surprised to see any of the defense lawyers getting up and cross-examining Mulder. And it will be so embarrassing with the egg on the judge's face if all the defense lawyers just said, I have no questions for this witness. And that's exactly what happened this morning. None of the defense lawyers had any questions for Mulder, because at the end of the day, what was the whole point of the judge recalling Mulder? I didn't understand that part. Yes, I think because he was taking from what Advocate Mnisi was trying to say about the bank statements of Bongani Ntanzi, when he said, no, this is a collective matter. Remember, this is a collective matter under common purpose, because all 5 of them are arrested under common purpose because they conspired in the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. So they also need the statements and the documents that involves Bongani Ntanzi's bank statement, which might actually implicate their own clients respectively. Meaning that since Sizwe Zungu took to the stand and said, I was with all 5 of them on the 26th of October 2014 when Senzo Meyiwa was murdered in Vosloorus, chances are, of course, you cannot have 5 people that are pointed to be the killers of Senzo Meyiwa, and then you have one whom his bank statement are saying he was in KZN. So that is what Advocate Mnisi was trying to tell to the judge, who was so emotional and so petty and borderline childish by recalling Mulder. And this morning, he had an egg on his face when none of the defense lawyers cross-examined Mulder. I could just imagine how Mulder felt after that, because literally was there in seconds. I don't think he even hit 30 seconds since he sat when everybody said, no, you can go home. Imagine this is an HR manager of a mining company of some sort that he probably has other things to do before that. Before going to do those things, he still has about an hour and a half drive to Carltonville, where his offices might be. I don't know. I think so. Then the other highlight for me was the debate between Steve Ramosipile. Actually, it was not even a debate. This is when Advocate Baloyi stood up basically to introduce a trial within a trial. So if you know anything about a trial within a trial, I did explain it in a previous video, that a trial within a trial is all about admissibility of a confession. So there's a main trial, which is also a trial within a trial, is a main trial. However, in order for the trial that we are watching to move forward, there is something that was also done to one of the witnesses, and the witness himself had made a confession. And of course, the judge wanted to clarify things in law regarding a trial within a trial and what Advocate Baloyi ought to have done in order to introduce a trial within a trial, which Advocate Baloyi did state, of course, using the law. I think it was using the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977 in introducing a trial within a trial. And then, of course, the judge interrogated, that's how I felt, instead of doing like clarification questions to Advocate Ramosipili, he was just interrogating him and borderline bullying Ramosipili regarding a trial within a trial. And he was asking, I thought the questions that we were asking were so relevant. However, the tone of his voice was just not in the right place at all. I could not agree with that tone because it was looking down and belittling Advocate Ramosipili, a whole grown man being spoken to as if he's a child. Why does he do that? And he never does that to Advocate Baloyi. I don't get that. But anyways, the questions that he asked Advocate Ramosipili was that, did his client make a statement? He said, no, the client did not make a statement. Did your client made any admissions? He said, no, my client did not make any admissions. Did your client confess to a crime? And he said, no. And then, therefore, this means that a trial within a trial then would be granted by the sitting judge. However, though, Advocate Ramosipili also made mention to the court that he and Advocate Baloyi, who suddenly was quiet, yet he did not have a witness for the trial within a trial. And then he said, listen, me and the state had a conversation about setting down a date for a trial within a trial. And I felt that, okay, why then Advocate Baloyi did not stand up and confirm this, that indeed there was an agreement between Advocate Ramosipili and the state that a new date is going to be set down for a trial within a trial. And Advocate Ramosipili, if I heard him correctly, he said that the state was intending on starting with a trial within a trial on the 1st of November. In my mind, I'm like, where are we right now? 11th? No, we can't go on another 2-week, 3-week break. No ways. At least a week. You know, at least a week. Set it down at least a week before you start a trial within a trial. But this judge wanted to start right now. Why did he want to start right now? Because he had a conversation with JP. JP meaning Judge President. I think it is Lambo. And then apparently JP was complaining about this case taking way too long, and I couldn't agree more with the Judge President, because the very judge who now is like, this thing happened in 2014. This murder happened in 2014. And I'm thinking, yes, it did. And thus far, Mr. Judge, you have heard evidence that are piled up against the state not having a case. And yet you are still continuing with a trial that died. In fact, a case that died in the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks when Zandile Khumalo, Mthokozisi Twala, and Tumelo Madlala took the stand and they were contradicting each other. That case died then. Let alone when the police themselves came and they were all over each other. One is saying this one and the other one is pointing at this one, and a bullet head that does not make sure was also found. And the crime scene was being guarded by somebody who was not supposed to guard the crime scene. And it was a mess. You had a person, it's a mess of a trial. And then you are still prolonging it. You still want to hear what Advocate Baloyi has to say when you have the power. You have the discretion to say, well, I've heard enough. There is insufficient evidence that the 5 men that stand before me are indeed guilty as charged. Therefore, I am dismissing this case for interest of justice and get us all out of our misery. But no, he comes as no, I had a conversation with Judge President and he's complaining that this case is taking way too long. And I'm like, I couldn't agree with Judge President. I don't know why this flew over your head, because you still want to listen to a trial within a trial after listening to the DNA expert who said to you in certain terms that none of the 5 men that are accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa were in the house, let alone intruders. Okay, he didn't say there were no intruders, but he was focusing on the DNA samples of the 5 men that stand accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa, and they were not in the house. And you still want a trial within a trial. Now, this trial within a trial itself, it should tell you that clearly the state is desperate. And chances are, indeed, accused number 1 and accused number 2 were coerced, and under duress, they made that confession. And now Advocate Baloyi wants the judge to entertain it, and this judge is interested in entertaining this charade. I don't get it. Maybe I'm the one who is, all this is flying over his head, but I don't know. Yes, I can imagine how backlogged the Pretoria High Court right now because of this case. All these other new cases that are coming through, justice delay is justice denied, and this judge is making sure that other people are not getting the justice they deserve by withholding Advocate Baloyi. Release Advocate Baloyi. He does not have a case with this case. Let him go and try other cases that he may actually win. This one, he has no chance. He absolutely has no chance. Now, let's go to Ntanzi's bank statement, which kind of like left me as well going, dude, what's happening with your bank statement? But Ntanzi is adamant that even on that day, he actually, in fact, on the 25th of October, he applied for a loan which he was granted, and the money was deposited into his bank account. And now the bank is saying that money does not exist. In fact, there were no transactions that took place between the 25th to the 28th of October 2018. Okay, we know we live in a digital era, and it's very much possible that people with bad intentions can actually edit the document, because you can edit a bank statement, apparently. I didn't know that, but apparently you can edit a bank statement. But if it is the bank that says that he did not make any transactions, maybe let's say he did make any transaction, forensically, I'm sure they can find forensically. That means now the defense, meaning Advocate Ramasipili, needs to get an expert in this type of bank technology and go deep into the heart of the bank's records and see if nothing was removed, because I'm sure there will be a trace that something was removed here. And then he brings it back to court and then we argue it. But at this point in time, there is no records that on the 25th or the 26th or even after that, he made any transactions. Yes, that did create a doubt in my mind. But let me tell you something. For me personally, it is neither here nor there. You know why? Because the DNA expert said Ntanzi's DNA was not found at the crime scene. Not only Ntanzi's DNA was not found at the crime scene, but also the crime scene itself was messed up. We heard that testimony. Messed up, contaminated, diluted, not guarded, secured, whatever the case is. How do you then make a judgment that this individual, just because the bank statement says there were no transactions and therefore they are guilty as charged for killing Senzo Meyiwa? That would not make sense to me at all. Because I think the pivotal evidence here is the DNA results. You cannot move me or shake me from this position I hold. So now for me, again, I will say the bank statements, neither here nor there. I couldn't care less about them anymore. So now Advocate Ramasipili, since he is now being put under pressure to start with the trial within a trial or prepare for the trial within a trial, he then had to ask for an adjournment of a day so that he can go and prepare, to the annoyance of the judge. And I still don't understand that. How do you understand that a trial needs to be fair to the accused? Section 35 of the Constitution, sir. Yes, read it. Familiarize yourself with it. When the accused lawyer says, "Can I have more time? Please, can we adjourn for a day so that I can prepare?" It's not for you to argue with him. Yes, you may get some clarification from the advocate, but if he tells you that I'm not prepared because the conversation I had with the state was that a new date was going to be set down for the trial within a trial. So I don't understand what's his problem. So indeed, the judge's statement about this trial taking too long, I agree. I think he should just cut the umbilical cord and then dismiss this case, or let the defense itself apply for Section 174. Guys, please help us all. Help us all. Help yourselves as well. Just apply for Section 174. And then I've heard people asking me a question about why the judge cannot be removed. And I said, as long as the defense lawyers have not lodged an application against the judge to recuse himself, then the judge will continue being a judge on the stand. Whether you us, the public, go to the JSC and say, and toy and march, or we can go march at the High Court itself, it's not going to make any difference until the defense team themselves take an action by applying to have the judge removed. And then I was asked, do you want this case to go de novo again? For the fairness of a trial of people that may be innocent, we can do it all over again. Recall everybody again. Let them testify again. This judge is making things so impossible. And then I hate the fact that he is belittling the defense at every chance that he gets. And I see at this point in time, he just doesn't care anymore whether we criticize him or don't criticize him. That's fine. That's fine. That is just you and your pride. You are playing with people's lives and you are using your position of power to do so. And probably you are going to convict these men because of your attitude towards them. Anyways, those are my thoughts regarding what had happened in court today. I know I left out a lot of information, which I'm going to cover in the next video. There's a lot that I need to do today because Nadiba Makutumana as well as Tabo Besta, that drama there. So today was just a busy day. So I thought, okay, let me not make this video too long because I have to jump onto the Tabo Besta escape one appearing in court today. And then also I have another video for another channel that I need to film as well. So I will leave everything right here. So if you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody that's super thanking the channel. Oh my God, the super thanks are coming through. I appreciate it so much, you guys, that you're supporting this channel financially. I highly appreciate you. Guys, leave me a comment down below and let me know what was your highlight of today. I know the case is postponed until Friday. I forgot to mention that. The case is postponed until Friday, until Advocate Ramasipili has prepared himself for a trial within a trial. Anyways, maybe, okay, correct me if it is a trial within a trial he's going to prepare. I could be wrong. Correct me, please. I'm willing to be corrected. Also, share this video far and wide, and don't forget as well to help other YouTubers out there by smashing the like button on their videos and subscribing to their channels. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.